Okay, I'm doing the robot arm. So the inputs P and Q are synchronized here. And P is put through edge detection circuit logic here, where Q is not. And then they're put into the up and down of the counters, which are cascaded so that it's a 12-bit counter. So when I move the motor, the counters will count up and down, which shows that P and Q are both working as well as the counters are working. So I have two buttons here, action and reset. And these two LEDs are the locations of the addresses that are sent to the register file. So when I press the action button, it'll cycle through each of the locations and be sent to the register files to be stored. On the fourth press, it resets to 0 and they're completely ignored. And then read and write are switched so that write is now 0 and read is now 1. And then they are sent to the registers again. The reset button clears all this, sets read back to 0 and write back to 1, and then the states are also reset locations, and then the counters are set back to their midpoint position, which is 2047 binary. The registers work because they match the input of the counter here. But the comparator does not work because this LED, which is I think A is less than B, is always on no matter what. And then the equals is never on, so there's some problem with the comparator, which I couldn't really fix. So if the comparator were to work, then it would send an input to this logic, which would output step and direction, which are sent back to the PCB. So my circuit does not work, like the motor does not move, and I think that has to do with the comparator because it's stuck on a state of 0 or the location 0, and when I try to move the motor, it makes this noise, I think, because of the comparator and the step interfering with it. Also, both directions will turn it in the same way, so I think that has to do with the direction part of the comparator.